Good evening, and I welcome you, students. Important question answer sessions going on for all the students. And we always say set up an intention, a target, focus, concentration, pay attention, think, revise the chapters, study more. That is the only way to learn. And I see that students are actually focusing with eyes on laptop all the day. What we are doing? Our eyes are on the laptop all the day. And some of the students told me, sir, there is some irritation, some problem with the eyes that they are facing. Eye problem is very important because we are on the laptops. What we are doing, we are studying with mobiles, books. You can see that most of the time, the type of glasses which we are wearing, what type of lens we are wearing, most of the students, can you tell me which lens we are using more?
Convex lens, concave and convex, actually both we use.
Most of the problem is far-sighted or short-sighted. That is my question. Everything is science. Are we facing difficult to read near or farther away objects? What is the
Mostly farther away.
farther away? But you are all the time studying near objects. What is the book? Are you keeping the book farther away or near to you? Everything is nearer. We are spending all our time nearer. We hardly see the far distant objects. And what will be the result of that? You see, concave lens is most of the times what we are wearing. So the problem is that how do we relieve the stress from the eyes? Okay, we can do some techniques to see that our eyes are not under that much pressure. That's what I want to tell you, students. What will we do? I've taken my glasses off. Eye exercises. Eye exercises can be done. This is my right hand. You can see the thumb of my right hand. Can you see the thumb of my right hand? Or you can
Yes,
take
sir.
your right hand and focus on the thumb nail of the right hand. Can you focus on the thumbnail of right hand? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
All right. And breathe in and take this on the top. And eyes should move along with that. Breathe in, rotate the eyes to the top. Now I'm saying breathe out. And as your hand comes down, the eyes also are focused on the right hand thumbnail and bring it down. Neck should not move, only eye should move. Breathe in, right hand, right nail up, eyes are rotated along towards the side of the right thumb, not the neck. Breathe out, down. And now I'm taking it. You can repeat it 5 to 10 times. What I'm trying to do, eyes, I'm rotating to the right. Now, left hand, focus your eyes on the thumbnail of the left hand. And as you inhale, as you breathe in, take the left hand on the top of the left side. Eyes should move along with the nail of the thumb, not the neck. Slowly breathe out. Eyes are with the nail of the left thumb. Another round. Breathe in. Eyes are moving with the nail of the left thumb, not the neck. Hold. Breathe out. Slowly. Now the left hand thumbnail is in front of my eyes. In front of my eyes. You can repeat it 5 to 10 times before you study or before you study books. Now what will I do? This is my thumbnail of the right hand. Inhale and move up. Breathe in, up. Eyes also moving up towards the nail of the right hand thumb, not the neck. Breathe out. Breathe out. The right hand nail thumb is in front of my eyes. Breathe in, up. Eyes move up. Breathe out. Eyes move down with the nail of the thumb. Down, down, down. You can also do this 5 to 10 times. What we have done, we have rotated our eyes to the right hand side, then we have rotated both the eyes to the left side, then we have rotated our eyes up, down. Try to look at the farthest object from your eyes. Farthest object. Why? Because we don't look at the farthest objects. Most of the time, 90% of the time, we are looking at the nearer objects. Reading the book, laptop, mobiles, nearer. We are reading nearer. I am saying, take your eyes to the farthest object and observe it. Farther, 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 farther away. Focus and observe farthest objects with the eyes. Come back. 3 deep breaths. 3 deep breaths. Inhale as deeply as possible and exhale from the mouth. First round. Second round. Inhale as deeply as possible. Fill every part of your body with the air which you are inhaling. Take your time. Exhale from the mouth. Just as if you are blowing a candle. Inhale as deeply as possible from the nostrils. Hold for a few moments, then exhale from the mouth like blowing a candle. All right, come back. These are some of the ways we can relax our body, relax our mind, and also take care of the eyes, which are very precious to us. More than 70% people will have eye problems after a particular age of 40, and they are wearing spectacles. I am also wearing. And if we are regular in our exercises, eye muscles will become stronger right from the beginning. We can do and take care of our eyes by proper exercises, proper diet, and what type of studies we are doing, reading we are doing, what type of instruments, electronic devices we are using. If we are cautious and careful, we can become and have healthy eyes. It's very important. That was the idea. Okay, come back. We are folding our hands. Close your eyes. An attitude of gratitude. We are always praying. We are always thanking for all the good things we have. You know, in the world, how much situation is bad in many parts of the world. People are starving. People are dying. Droughts are there. Floods are there. Hurricanes are there. So many things are happening. So we pray that we are happy, healthy, because of the nature, because of the environment, because of the God, because of the universe. So thanks. Rub your hands. Faster. And looks like heating energy, healing energy is produced like a field of the magnet. I put it on my face. The field of this goes in the entire body. I am talking of healing my body, healing my mind, healing my soul. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Observe your breath. All right. Gentle massage your forehead, your eyes, your face, your ears, your head, and come back. 1, 2, 3, clap. Come back. All right. Okay, students. I hope after my sessions are over, you will like so many things, and you may watch the YouTube videos on different type of exercises we are doing. I have uploaded in YouTube many breathing techniques, yoga, and so many things which can heal us. And science of life is where I am doing my research work. And my purpose is that when I teach science, it should be science as well as science of life. Students should be healthy, students should be fit, and should be aware of what they are going to do in life. Life is not just one exam, student. Life is not just one purpose. There is a journey, every moment new one. So students are trying, and my best wishes to all those who are going for exams. Doesn't matter whether they fail or succeed, how much effort they put is important. And these efforts never go waste, because there will be plenty of opportunities for every student. It is not just one exam which is not, that is not the thing. Exams continue throughout the entire life, and you can go for it any moment, anywhere. There's no end to it. So we are going to begin our sessions. I hope energy levels are high.
Yes,
mind
sir.
is relaxed. Setting up an intention is important. Focus, concentrate. And that's how people are getting great and big achievements all over the world. Interesting, disabled people or those people who are having some problems in health can also go Paralympics. You have seen how many medals are coming. So your disabilities could become your abilities. It's only determination, willpower. Willpower should be strong, determination should be strong, and man can do anything, anywhere in this world. Those people who are determined, they will do. Those people have a strong willpower, they will do. And those who are just passing time, living in comfort zone, sleeping, there is nothing for them. So one has to take a decision and make right choices at the right time. With that, we are now beginning the sessions. Question answer sessions are very interesting, important, because they teach us so many things. First question is on the screen. What we are doing, student, we are discussing some MCQ questions. They are coming on chemical bonding is very, very important topic. So many questions will be there from this topic in all the exams we will give. Now the question is the pair of species having identical shapes for the molecule of both the species. So which will have identical shapes. Now what we talk when we discuss molecules, student, from atoms we come to molecules to compounds, and then we talk of shapes and geometries of the molecule. That's how the chemistry developed. We are not satisfied. We want more and more information. The molecules have beautiful shapes, geometries. So how do we determine that experimentally? We know that we have the tools to do that. And then what theories can be given, proposed to predict the shapes and geometries of the molecules. Whatever we have studied are important for every exam. So what we're talking is the shapes of the molecules, shapes. So molecules, when we talked of geometry, we talk of the shapes, we talk of the hybridizations, and we talk of the important point like lone pair, bond pair, all these repulsions, whatever are there, so many factors are there. What is the pair of species having identical shapes? Now, which are these? So that means we can answer the question, but we should try to solve all the 4 parts. So to revise the course and helps us in giving a broader view. So you have a time, students, to do it and see what type of shapes are there for CF4, SF4, then XCF2, CO2, BF3, PCl3, and you have PF5, IF5.
It should be. It should be XeF2 and CO2. B.
What type of shapes they have?
Linear.
XCF2 and CO2. They have linear shapes. Both are linear. Linear shapes. You know, we have already discussed the hybridization geometry and shapes of these molecules.
Yes, sir.
And you know, for xenon fluoride, what type of hybridizations are coming and the shapes of them. Similarly, you can write everyone, all compounds are important here, all are important. They look to be similar because PF5, IF5, everything look to be quite close and similar. When you start drawing and finding the hybridization, then everything will be important. For example, if I have CF4, what is the shape of this?
CF4 will be tetrahedral.
What is the hybridization?
sp3.
sp3. What is the SF4?
SF4 will be seesaw shape.
Seesaw shape, SF4. What is the hybridization?
Hybridization of SF4 is sp3d.
sp3d. Sulfur has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 bond pairs. 4 bond pairs and 1 lone pair. sp3d.
D.
So this has a seesaw shape different. So that is, I mean, how we learn all the things when we start drawing for others. When we draw for molecules, what type of shapes they will have. PF5, IF5, okay. So you can try to draw the shapes of all these molecules and hybridization of each of them. Every molecule is important, anything can be asked. Next question. In which of the following molecule all bonds are not equal? All bonds are not equal. He's saying the bonds can be equal or not equal.
It should be ClF3. C.
This question has been put up. What is the structure of, what is the shape of the ClF3? ClF3. How much is going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4,
It is trigonal bipyramidal.
2, 4, 6, 7. And you have 1 fluorine, 1 fluorine, 1 fluorine. So how many? 3 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs. Total 5. sp3d. Then what is the shape of this?
Trigonal bipyramidal.
Shape I'm saying, not the geometry. Question has been asked on the shape of Cl. Itself is important. 10 times the question has been given. ClF3 student is very important.
T-shaped.
This is important student. Whatever. Cl. So what do you will get? F, lone pair. Lone pair. It is actually slightly bent T shape. You can see because there will be a lone pair repulsion. These questions are there, all we have learned it, and we should know how to learn them faster so that we don't spend too much time on them. Important questions have been asked student in this important topic. Very important. Next question is coming. Which of the following molecule ions does not contain unpaired electrons? Unpaired electron. Now the question of paired and unpaired electron is coming again and again, diamagnetic and paramagnetic, or what type of. So which theory will be used in these cases?
Which of the following? MO theory.
molecular orbital theory, MO theory. Okay, use it, apply it for every molecule and see what happens. We should be able to write important revision. Questions are always asked on that. Okay, water, heal me. I can sip water. Water is very good healer. I sip hot water. Warm water. It has energy. I don't drink, I sip water. Okay, good for us. All right, student. Those students who have done molecular orbital theory for different molecules in detail, they will not take much time because they have done sufficient practice of such type.
It will be O2 2 minus.
It is, you know that what happens, O2 oxygen molecule, you found 2 unpaired electrons.
Yes, sir.
And if you have 2 minus, then what happens? They get paired up. We are aware of that when we draw the molecular orbital diagrams of O2, and then others will have unpaired electrons. Unpaired electrons. Important question are being asked again and again like this. Which of the following is an electron deficient molecule?
It should be B C2H6 CeCl2 NH3 SL+.
Which is the correct answer?
It should be
Draw the orbitals of the central atom and see what is happening. Whatever central atoms are there, the carbon, nitrogen, beryllium, silicon, see what is their electron configuration. Either they have vacant orbitals to accept the electrons or not.
it should be BeCl2.
BeCl2.
Yes, sir.
What is beryllium? Has how many?
It is beryllium. It is 4. So 1s2, 2s2. It will have 2 empty orbitals.
Beryllium, hydrogen, helium, beryllium atomic number 4. What will happen? You have 2s and 2p. Excited. What will be the excited state? This one, beryllium. So it can accept electron pairs, right?
Yes, sir.
Vacant orbitals are available. Therefore, this is electron deficient species. Which period it belongs to? You have seen second period elements. Beryllium, boron, boron also. Beryllium, hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, and boron. They form student compounds which are electron deficient. The number of type of bonds between two carbon atoms in calcium carbide are calcium carbide. What are the number of sigma and 1 pi, 2 sigma, 2 pi, 1 sigma, 2 pi?
the number of sigma and pi bonds calcium can CaC2. Should be it should be 1 sigma and 2 pi.
What is the formula of calcium carbide?
CaC2.
What ions are present?
Ca2 plus and C minus.
You have C2 minus. C2 2 minus. How will you write C2 2 minus? C2 2 minus. Carbon and carbon. 1 minus here, 1 minus here. Carbon has how many? 6. 2s2, 2p2. 2s2, 2p2. There is a pair of electron. Now it has gained 1 electron. So what is the result of this? This is 1 carbon. Another carbon. What is that? What will happen when these two?
It will be like one triple bond between the two carbons, and then they will be joined commonly to calcium 2 plus.
What we are trying to be the structure of the carbide. Carbon, if it is this. If I excite this, then what happens? C triple bond C. But if there is a triple bond, then what happens in triple bond? When 1 electron is gained, it is minus minus.
Yes.
Minus minus. Then what will happen? Carbon 1, then what will happen? Because if I put this electron here, this electron here, then they are gaining 1 electron, minus 1, minus 1. So how many? 1 sigma, then where is 1 sigma and
2 pi.
2 pi. Okay. One sigma and 2 pi. Okay. All right, check the complete way how it is formed. This is important. Structure of carbide. Next question. The ratio of pi and sigma bonds in benzene, ratio of sigma and pi bonds in benzene. Benzene, how many sigma and pi bonds are there?
It will be ratio of sigma is pi is to sigma. Number of pi bonds 13. Number of sigma 6. Sir, it should be 1:4. B.
How many sigma bonds are there?
In total, there will be 12 sigma bonds.
Sigma bonds in C6H6. And how many pi bonds?
3 pi bonds.
3 pi bonds. Let me see. This is the benzene. So how many sigma bonds? 6 CH, they are sigma.
Yes, sir.
and 6 carbon sigma, total 12. 12 sigma, and there are 3 pi bonds. Then what is the ratio? 4 by 3
It
by,
should be 1:4, 3/12.
okay, 3 by 12. 3 by 12 means 1:4. All right. Okay, sorry. All right. 1:4. Next question, the bond length between carbon bond in sp3 hybridized molecule is. Now, some idea is coming about carbon single bond, carbon double bond, carbon triple bond. These lengths, what are the values of them?
For sp3 hybridized, it is 1.54 angstroms.
1.54 angstrom.
Yes, sir.
Carbon bond length. Carbon bond length. That is a single bond. Okay. Next question is coming. The planar structure of BF3 can be explained by the fact that BF3 is sp2, sp3 hybridized.
BF3.
What is the hybridization?
sp2 hybridized.
BF3 we already know, sp2 hybridized, so it is a triangular planar. Next question. Dipole moment is shown by dipole moment. Now we are coming to the question of dipole moment, student. We have to draw the structures and see dipole moment. You already know charge into distance. Which molecules have got dipole moment?
Polar molecules.
Which molecules will be polar?
Which will have electronegativity difference.
That is the only thing. Answer is no.
It should be cis-2-butene.
2-methyl propane. What is the structure of that? 1, 2, 3. 2-methyl propane. sp3 hybridized. Trans-2-butene. Cis-2-butene carbon tetrachloride. You know those molecules which are symmetric. What will happen?
Will not show dipole moment.
Why?
Because the dipole moment is a vector quantity, it will cancel each other.
So the symmetric molecules, they will cancel the dipole moment. What is cis-2-butene? Cis So this will have a dipole moment. This will have a dipole moment. That is a symmetric molecule. The dipoles moment, the dipoles cancel each other. Factor sum of the dipole will become 0. Next question is coming. O2 plus has a bond order. Again, questions are coming on bond order, students. Many times they have asked it. How do you calculate the bond orders?
By MO theory.
Okay, do it then.
O2 plus sir, it should be 3.
O2 plus. We have O2, O2 plus, and O2 minus. Bond order was discussed. Number of electrons in the bonding minus and bonding divided by 2.
Yes, sir.
So the bond order is 3. Number of electrons in bonding
Bonding
orbitals
minus anti-bonding.
minus number of electrons in anti-bonding divided by
2.
So how many electrons are there in the bonding?
In bonding 10.
10 minus
4.
divided by 2.
2.
6 by 2. 3. Okay. Next question. 1, 3. Because the carbon is hybridized as
It will be sp2b.
what is the structure? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3 butadiene. 1, 3. So what is this carbon? sp2. This carbon, all are sp2.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So carbon is hybridized as sp2. Okay. Next question. The most polar covalent species among the ones listed is, as I said, that electronegativity Pauling scale. Be familiar with that. Questions could be there on that basis. Electronegativity difference. Many times we will try to find out.
It will be CF bond.
CF fluorine is the most electronegative element. You know, carbon. This is carbon. This is carbon. Then it is easy. No problem here. Not much problem. Next question. Correct order of polarizing power. Correct order of. Did we do this question earlier or it is different?
This
Or
is
something is different because it has
yes, sir.
got different groups, elements. Polarizing power questions are coming now. We see that. What rule we are using?
Fajan's rule.
Polarizing power. Fajan's rule important. What do we determine? Charge by radius ratio. Okay.
Sir, it should be A option.
Aluminium 3 plus, highest charge by radius ratio. That should be the top. There are only two possibilities, one or two. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And the largest out of this potassium and cesium, you have actually out of the two, you have to decide. These two are out already. Okay? In the exam, most of the time it will happen. Out of the four, two are out. And two are the ones which are very close. But here, cesium plus is larger in size than potassium. Which group are the cesium and potassium?
Group 1.
Lithium, sodium, potassium. What are the elements of group 1?
Lithium, sodium, potassium, cesium, and rubidium.
So lithium, sodium, potassium. Cesium is coming lower than that. So this is the correct answer. Larger size, cesium plus is larger than K plus. Okay, next question. Hydrogen bond is strongest in. Hydrogen bond is strongest in.
It should be HF, B.
Already some idea is, we are getting idea, student, you know that by repetition of question, by different chapters, you are getting some idea that what type of questions are being repeated. So they can be put in different way in the exam. The basic concepts which are more powerful, which are stronger, there will be more questions on them. I can change this question any moment because I can change these ions. That's all. A hydrogen bond again and again coming. That means some question could be there on that, but there are so many questions which can be put on that. Magnetic behavior, all these type of questions are coming. Okay. Fluorine is the most electronegative, that you already know about it. I think that they are talking of the number of sigma and pi bonds now, that you can give on a bigger molecule than what you are observing here. And P4O10 structure, again, very important. You see, they are asking different question structures. 30th, hybridization of 1 and 2 carbon atom in hybridization of 1 and 2 carbon atom. 1 and 2 carbon atom is coming now.
It will be sp2 and sp. C.
This CH2 double bond C double bond CH2. Now such molecules are very less. You have seen. What are these called? Carbon double bond, carbon double bond. See, such molecules you have seen very less. This is sp2 And this carbon, what is this carbon now? There is actually no triple bond as such,
Yes, sir.
but there is a
But it should be sp. Is there 2 double bonds?
2 double bonds. Forming 2 double bond means only 2 orbitals are used, 1 sigma and 1 pi will be there. 1 sigma and 1 pi. So what will be that? Again 1 sigma and 1 pi. One is using SP, HP no, SP2, SP2 no, SP, SP. There is no other way around here. This requires more study. Read more about it because this is a very different type of molecule. What they call as carbenes. Which of the following molecules contain one lone pair of electrons on the central atom? One lone pair of electrons. You can draw the Levy structure and see.
Yes, sir.
Draw the Levy structure because Levy structure are very important. There could be question based on that. What is the structure of NH3?
It should be NH3 only. One lone pair will be present on
What
NH3
is
only.
happening in this CH4? What do you write like this? CH4, CHCl3 similar. What chlorine? How many are there? Lone pair. So answer will be
NH3.
if they ask you one which has 3 lone pair of electron, molecules which contain 3 lone pairs of electron on one atom, then the answer would change.
Cl2. Yes, sir.
So, I mean, we should be able to write all the possibilities. There is no shortcut in our lecture sessions. It's a problem solving session. In exam, you will do whatever you want, short as possible. Here we want to study in detail everything, every molecule, because the question could be on anything. The molecules having highest bond energy, important now, bond energy is talking about. Bond energy, students.
Which is having the highest bond in it should be NN bond A
NN bond.
because it
These are
has
single, huh?
it has triple bond.
Where is the triple bond? Did he give triple bond? He has given only single bonds. The question is a little tricky, student. Molecule, then he should have represented like this: N2, F2, C2, O2. But he is showing single bonds. When it comes to single bond, the story changes.
Yes, so for single bonds it will become carbon-carbon.
If it is single bond, then it is carbon. If the question is N2,
Carbon-carbon.
C2, F2, O2, then we know that it is nitrogen because it has a triple bond.
Okay.
But he has shown only N and
Okay.
single bond is not stable. And this is very stable. So question is little bit not correct in my terms. Next question. The halide having the highest melting point. Now, melting points are important for the halides. Questions have been asked on that. Melting points, students. On what factor the melting point depends? Now the question comes that halides. This sodium is the same.
It should be NaF.
NF. Why? Sodium is the same cation,
Yes, sir.
but anion is changing. What rule we will use? F minus, Cl minus, Br minus, I minus. What he wants to show here, anion size increasing, the polarizability increasing. What will be the result of that?
Yes, sir.
What will happen?
Melting point will increase.
This will be having more covalent character. So which will have the highest melting point?
It will be NaI then.
Important questions are coming. Different type of questions. Next question is coming. Born-Haber cycle is used to determine. Now, what is a Born-Haber cycle, student?
It is used to determine the lattice energy.
That is enthalpy. Born-Haber cycle is used to determine. What you can use Born-Haber cycle to determine?
Lattice energy.
Only lattice energy.
It can be lattice energy, crystal energy, electron affinity. It can be actually all of the above.
If you write the Born-Haber cycle, because anything, one of the thing is not known, others are known, then if lattice energy is given, I can calculate this also from the cycle because it is a cycle. Also, we can use to find different types of energies. Next question is coming. The number of S and pi bonds present in and what do you mean by S? Sigma and pi bonds present in pant 1 in 4-ion. You have to write the structure of this, then only answer can be given.
Pi bonds in pant 1 in 4-ion.
1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 in 4-ion. By writing double bond. 1, 2, 3, 4.
3,
And
2, 3, 4, 8, 9. So number of pi bonds will be 1, 2, 3. Sir, it should be D option.
Sigma how many? 1, 2, 3,
Sigma 10.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sigma 10, only one option was there. There is nothing. And then pi, okay, pi 3. Next question, the ion which is not tetrahedral in shape. The ion which is not tetrahedral in shape. The only possibility, you have two only things now here. That we know tetrahedral. You have only out of the two C and D choice, you have to decide. So which theory is used for the coordination compounds to determine the hybridization?
Valence bond theory.
VBD, then you have to apply that. What answer you will get?
It will be.
You have to write the structures and see. Whether it is
It will be
strong field
C.
You know, halogens are weak field ligands.
Weak field ligands.
And carbon Cn minus is a strong field ligand. Strong field ligand. Halogens
Weak field.
Weak field ligand. So what is the result of that? Where the pairing will take place? Where will
In
not take.
case of strong field ligand,
So what will happen then? Which will be not tetrahedral then?
NiCN4 whole 2 minus.
What is the hybridization in NiCN4 2 minus? Nickel complexes are very important for exam in hybridization.
It is DsP2.
DsP2. They will ask you such question. What will be the shape of this?
For NiCl4 minus, it will be square planar. Square planar.
Such question will be the next question. Paramagnetic species among the following is?
CO2, SI.
Paramagnetic species. Already
It will be KO2.
you already know the superoxides. KO2 is paramagnetic. This has unpaired electron. What is that? K and O2 minus. So oxygen is having 2 unpaired electrons, and this have one unpaired electron for superoxide. They are called superoxides. So student, all right, we continue more about this in the next session. So you can see what type of questions will be there and how to solve them. More practice, more studies, the better we are. Keep on working, keep on studying. That is the only way. When we solve more and more questions, it helps us, and the revision of the course as well as what type of questions can be asked, and try to solve everything. In exam, you will have to use your intelligence, and you are having sufficient idea, common sense, intelligence, everything will be used. There you don't have to waste time. Okay, then I will see you in the next class.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right.